So, stop me if this has happened to you before. You're talking with someone and it's going really well, and then they say the phrase that guys dread. I really wish I could meet someone who is as nice as you, or I really wish I could meet a nice guy. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I'm nice. Why aren't you dating me? And then, to add insult to injury, you see her go off with some complete asshole. And meanwhile, you hear from all over the place, from women, from my side even, hey, nice guys are the worst. What does this all mean? Does this mean that women are just lying to you about what they actually want and they really just want assholes? Not really. Not really. You're falling victim for one of the classic blunders, the most famous of which is never take advice from a men's movement that's based itself off of a complete misunderstanding of the Matrix movies, but only slightly less well known is this: nice guys aren't nice. So, what's the deal here? Well, the problem is that nice guys tend to define themselves in opposition to others. They think, well, hey, I'm not a Neanderthal, I'm not a raging asshole, I am not one of those people who goes around lying to women, therefore, everything that I do, by definition, is good. Problem is, reality doesn't actually work that way. A lot of the problem is just a fundamental misunderstanding about how attraction and relationships work. And the rest, honestly, is about who's the real asshole here. Let's start with the obvious. Women don't like nice guys. And that is not just guys who are nice, that is nice guys. Capital N, capital G. Despite what you may see on dodgy subreddits or certain pickup artist forums, women are not looking for assholes. They do not go into every relationship going, man, I hope this person is gonna gaslight me, emotionally abuse me, borrow money from me that he's never gonna pay back, sleep with my sister and my best friend at the same time in my bed, and then run off without telling me anything and having cleared out my bank account. That doesn't actually happen. Yeah, I know. I've seen all the studies about the dark triad of personality types, I have seen all the studies about the halo effect, and I am here to tell you that this is not how real life works. Simply being a manipulative narcissist doesn't mean that you suddenly look like Stephen Amell with his shirt off and carrying a basket full of puppies. In fact, a lot of self-proclaimed nice guys rate really highly in dark triad personality traits. More on this in a second. The difference between nice guys and those supposed assholes is that those assholes are the ones who've actually made themselves stand out. Unlike a nice guy, an asshole is getting the girl because the asshole is the one who actually went and made a move. Assuming that women are dating assholes because they like being treated like shit is a classic intellectual fallacy. You, more often than not, are seeing very little of what's going on, but you're drawing a whole lot of conclusions based on the assumptions that you have made based on that person. In fact, in a lot of cases, asshole is defined as guy who has what I want. More importantly, assholes are not always assholes from the very beginning. In fact, a lot of assholes are very good at hiding that they're walking bags of shit until it's too late. Something, incidentally, they have a lot in common with nice guys. When women says, I wish that I could find a nice guy like you, what they aren't saying, but what is implied, is the silent ... who actually excites me, or who that I would be interested in. The problem isn't that women don't like guys who are nice. The problem is that nice guys are passive, and frankly, they're about as exciting as dry toast. At best, they're pleasant. At worst, they're so unbelievably nice that they fade into the woodwork and completely disappear. Assholes are exciting because they have more going for them than whether or not they are pleasant. They are interesting. They are not pushovers. They aren't hovering around hoping to get alone time with their crush. They aren't afraid to be polarizing. They aren't afraid to say things that the person they're interested in may disagree with. They are willing to do things that may risk the relationship. Why? Because they're confident, because they're assertive, because they know what they want, and they're going to go for it. Nice guys, on the other hand, don't. Nice guys are afraid to be polarizing. They don't want to take even the slightest chance that they may ruin any chance they have of getting a date. However, they're also not willing to actually step up and ask whether she wants to go out on a date with him without the hedge of, I'm just kidding, unless you were going to do it. And so, nice becomes their defining characteristic. They're not bad, they're not good, they're just nice. Here's one way to think about it. If you are a regular listener to the podcast, or if you are a regular visitor to my blog, then you will have heard of this, but I call this the Grimes test. This is Grimes. Grimes is a kaiju. He's pretty cute as far as 60-foot tall toxic waste monsters go. He's got a place of his own, he's got a good job, but he doesn't have much of a life outside of work. However, he has never creeped on a woman, he has never stalked her, never hit her, never pushed her boundaries. He has never sent pictures of his junk to anyone who hasn't asked first, and he always gets consent before he invades a city. So, with all of that in mind, what do you have going for you that would make a woman want to date you instead of Grimes? Now, this is an easy test to pass because Grimes is the baseline. You have to have other things in your life that make women interested in dating you. If you don't have that, nice isn't enough. Nice is what comes standard. Quite frankly, you don't get cookies for meeting baseline expectations. If you want applause and approval for doing what you're expected to do, learn to fucking juggle. A lot of nice guys recognize that they don't have much, or believe that they don't have much, which is why they become nice guys, with a capital N, capital G, as opposed to guys who are nice. Like dudes who find themselves in the friend zone, they're afraid of risking the relationship. They would rather grind out their social link with this person to 100% without ever actually saying the words date, go out, me, in any order. Not only are they never going to ask her out until they are 100% assured that she is going to say yes, they are unwilling to do anything that might signal their interest. They're not willing to flirt, they're not willing to hint, they're not willing to do anything that might indicate they see this relationship as anything more than friendship. Why? Because that might call things into question, and then they would be forced to take responsibility for how they feel and risk being told no. Therefore, they may want the date, but they are content to wait and wait and wait and wait. But while they don't want to take the risk of getting turned down, they still believe that they are entitled to a relationship, or at least 30 minutes of naked squishy noises. Because reasons. So, rather than cultivate the qualities that would actually make a woman want to date them, they trade on the idea that someone can be obligated to fuck them. This is in fact one of the defining characteristics of nice guys. They treat relationships as a quid pro quo. I have done all these things for you, now you're obligated to give me what I want. Problem is, not only are relationships not based on equitable exchange, but nice guys treat basic friendship as going above and beyond, and now that they're deserving of getting a blowjob. Remember what I said about being a manipulative narcissist doesn't automatically make you attractive? Nice guys act like this in spades. They treat being a friend as though they're collecting prize tickets at the arcade, and now that they've had enough, they can go up to the prize desk, drop them off, and collect a coupon that allows them to upgrade any relationship to sex with the person that they want. For a lot of women, this is the moment that they find out that the person they thought was a friend, someone who they were close to, someone that they shared their hopes, their dreams, their innermost secrets, who they've turned to in times of trouble, person who they cared about in ways that they could not really describe, has been waiting around for a moment of weakness so they could get into their pants. This is incredibly painful and humiliating for the person who's gone through it, and also the reason why so many nice guys get kicked to the curb so quickly they go back in time and prevent the Reverse Flash from killing Barry's mom. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't want to be friends with someone, if you don't want to have a close emotional connection with someone that you're not dating, you don't have to. But at the same time, you don't get to treat friendship as something that's being forced upon you because you want to fuck them, but you don't want to actually say the words. Being someone's friend doesn't obligate them to sweet fuck all besides being your friend. Listening to somebody's problems isn't going above and beyond. Being supportive isn't value-added bonus. Doing nice things for someone that you care about isn't something special and unusual and deserves a reward. And honestly, the less said about the ever so common, "Hey, I could have taken advantage of you while you were drunk, but I didn't," the better. If you want someone to date you, first of all, you actually have to ask them out. But more importantly, you also have to give them a reason to be interested in you other than, "I am so very nice and so very pleasant." You need passion. You need excitement. You need to have a life that someone would be excited to be part of. If you don't have that now, then you need to go out and cultivate it instead of hoping that you can collect enough nice guy tokens, put them into the machine, pull the lever, and get sex out of it. And it's not just a case of, okay, well, being a nice guy didn't work, so I'm gonna go be a Neanderthal. Why? Because that doesn't work either, and you're not gonna do a good job of it anyway. You don't need to be a Neanderthal. You just need to be interesting, intriguing, attractive, and attractive doesn't mean good looks. You need to have more going for you than just, "I am nice," or "look how good I treat you as a platonic friend." Look at Han Solo. Yeah, I know there's a lot of controversy about the character. I know that there's so much discourse out there about whether or not his behavior crosses the boundaries. However, he's also a great example of someone who is good, but not a nice guy. He's charming, he is a scoundrel, he is assertive, he is interesting. Yeah, he's a little bit of a fuck up, but he's also willing to own what he wants and his feelings and make a move. And that ultimately is his appeal. He's willing to put himself out there and risk rejection. You want to find your inner Han Solo. You don't want to be a nice guy, but you also don't want to be a complete shithead. You want to be a good guy, with a hint of a creamy bastard center. Hey, thanks for watching this episode. Be sure to check the show notes. I have links to articles that cover some of these topics in even greater depth. Please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you get this every week. And if you want to support me, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/drnerdlove. Even $1 a month is a huge help. Later.